Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eagan, Minnesota. Eagan High School, the campus of, and it's Wildcats Stadium for South Suburban boys soccer action between your Eagan Wildcats and the Farmington Tigers. School has started. Summer isn't quite over. We've had some hot weather, but tonight it is absolutely beautiful. The lights here in Eagan. Hello, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Skip Newton, and our award-winning ETV crew. And Skip, the Wildcats tonight are building off a huge win against crosstown rival Eastview, 4-3 last week. The Wildcats tonight have something of a chameleon of an opponent in the Tigers. Not really sure what we're going to see from the Tigers tonight. They've got a number of underclassmen, but they're going to come out with all pistols firing.
Yeah, we really need the Wildcats to step up and win a game at home here. They've been a little bit lacking in that department at home for some reason. They've played much better on the road for the most part. And you talked about the thrilling victory over Eastview in what turned out to be an absolutely crazy second half. I mean, a 0-0 game at half. I think the Eagan team and the Eagan faithful were all feeling about the same. Like, okay, we're playing well. We've had chances to score. Maybe a little disappointed that we didn't have a lead. And then we jump out with 3 goals in the second half, and things looked comfortable, and then things got uncomfortable in a hurry, and they held on for a 4-3 win.
Yeah, all 7 goals, as you said, Skip, scored in the second half for the Wildcats against the Eastview Lightning. Eastview Lightning, in, of course, a section opponent, a conference opponent, an inter-district opponent, and so a lot of emotion tied up in that game. Hopefully, these Wildcats can come out here in this next game. Now, the next game after that, although they have had a few days to kind of practice and kind of regroup, hopefully they come out here and there's not some sort of Eastview hangover.
Yeah, they need to keep the intensity up. That was maybe the best thing to come out of that game, aside from the victory, was they played a full 80 minutes of soccer. I mean, it was high intensity throughout, and that only really picked up as the game went on. I mean, there were a lot of calls in that game, several yellow caution cards, including one to the opposing head coach. So Eagan needs to do the same today and make things happen.
Center referee Kip Kylan blows his whistle, and we're underway here in Eagan. Eagan moving left to right, wearing the home blues with the white numbers. Farmington in white uniforms with orange trim. Forwards Hackenmuller, Axelrod, and let's check it, Lennertz. It's Lennertz, Seat, and Hackenmuller up front with Johnson, Prouty, Villasenor, and Joseph in the midfield. Backline is McKinnon, Walcaz, and Salim.
Salim getting his one of his first starts, if not his first start of the season. I believe number 12, Jake Sondag, is out with an illness. So that's a third defender that is not available tonight. Of course, both Peyton Jensen and Daniel Redlin, the senior captain, out injured for could be at least a couple more weeks.
Yeah, very disappointing for Redlin. He was supposed to come back for this game and suffered something of a relapse of a different part of his leg in training, as Salim's going to give this a chase down into the corner. Leach with it for the Tigers, and it's going to go into touch. Rossetti will take the throw. Nice little back heel there. It finds Hackenmuller, who clears. See it, who torched the Farmington Tigers for a hat trick last year in last year's 3-0 win in Farmington. You imagine they will definitely be watching very closely number 10 for the Wildcats.
Point C, it's coming off a great game against Eastview. Both him and his frontline partner, Davis Hackenmuller, put on the pressure consistently all game long when they were in the game. And if they can bring that same energy and pressure today, I think that's going to make really good things for the Wildcats up front.
Nice to see senior captain Ryan Leonards then also getting the start at the forward position. And Axelrod's played very well, but as a freshman, at home under the lights, late game against a quality opponent, you'd like to give the freshman an opportunity to come into the game. I see it, pressures there. Giddings gets rid of it. It goes out of bounds into touch. Leonard's with a turn. He's got a nice left foot, and that's played off. And I think, yes, we will have our first corner of the evening. As Hackenmuller trots over to use his right foot for an in-swinger.
Corner kick upcoming for the Wildcats will be their first.
Well, Davis coming off, again, an excellent game in Eastview. I would argue his best game of the season, at least that I've seen. So good on these set pieces, basically putting the ball right where he wants it. So we'll see if he can deliver once again here.
Nice job by Giddings getting up for that one. There was a lot of traffic around him, but the senior keeper able to snag that ball and jumpstart his offense with a nice punt well over the midline. Falls for the Wildcats. Of course, it's instantly intercepted that time by the Tigers. And Jack Joseph, not a player that often gets pushed off the ball, that time got put on the deck. Nicely done that time by the Tigers to show some physical ability without drawing a foul. Just like in the girls' game, if the Wildcats can start early, start quickly, you imagine that they will certainly benefit from a Farmington team that's had a little bit of a struggle. And here's Hackenmuller making his run. The ball's going to go out over the end line, and the Wildcats are going to have a second corner. I think Leonards is going to come over and take that one with his left foot, now with another in-swinger.
Boy, a fantastic switch of the fields there by Siet to get the ball over to Hackenmuller. He used his speed to try and beat the defender. While he wasn't able to quite get around, because he was enough of a threat, he forced the corner kick.
Prouty in, trying to get in front of Giddings, but couldn't quite do it that time as Giddings plays it out to the far side. These Farmington Tigers launching it forward. Here's Walcott. Here's an opportunity for Farmington as Woodley comes out quickly. Nicely done for Evan Woodley, the junior goalkeeper, off his line. Walcott that time just couldn't quite get the step that he needed. Here's another ball in for the Tigers. That's onside. Saved by Woodley. Nicely done. That was a shot on goal.
Boy, a couple of balls there getting through the defenders on the Eagan back line. They got to be a little more mindful of that. Looked like there might be a little speed up front for Farmington. The first one, that touch just got away from the defender, and Woodley, as you said, came off the line nicely. That one, Woodley had to make a diving save. That thing had the corner written all over it.
Foul here on the Wildcats. Their first of the game, first of the half. So Rossetti is going to stand over this ball and heave it towards the penalty area. Check it now. It's going to be
Number 23.
Zuzik. Ball's going to land just inside the 18. Nice header that time. Trying to pick up that number on the far side of the field.
Looked like number 12 there, Jacob Kiagi.
Yep. Nice job by Kiagi. Better job by Evan Woodley to come off and claim that ball. But so far, 3 shots on goal here for the Farmington Tigers. That's a trend that the Wildcats and coach Josue Butuli would like to reverse. Wildcats right now not necessarily being careful with the ball. Tigers taking advantage of the Wildcats not being tidy in possession. As Jack Joseph rallies the Wildcats on defense.
Yeah, so far Farmington being the aggressors here, definitely controlling possession and clearly generating more scoring opportunities with their 3 shots on goal already, or 2 shots and a would-be shot stopped by a goalkeeper Evan Woodley coming off that line.
See it on the far side. He finds Hackenmuller in the far switch of the field. Hackenmuller's going to settle this down with his right foot. He's going to play it negative to Salim. Salim's going to look for a teammate, but sprayed it just too far. But fortunately, Joseph for the Wildcats gets on the end of it. Opportunity here for the Wildcats on the far side. And again, that ball's going to go over. Hackenmuller in a repeat of what just happened. See if he can put his left foot into it. Does. Nice cross. That ball's going to find touch. Nice left foot by Hackenmuller trying to find somebody in the middle. Villasenor and see it up front now for the Wildcats. Johnson with visions of a goal dancing in his head there throws that towards the net.
Saved by Alex Giddings.
It was a good save.
Nice job by Johnson making sure he got over the top of that ball. It's really easy to get under that thing and sky that one over the net. He kept it low on the fast turf, just not quite enough into the corner to make it a better goal scoring chance, but I like the decision there. It's a great shot.
There's Prouty. Prouty looking for Siet. Prouty a bit aspirational in that. As Joseph somehow smothers it up, chips it forward for Siet, but too close to Giddings. And again, scoring a hat trick as a junior, Siet certainly is going to be on the radar of the Farmington Tigers. They're going to watch him very carefully every time he's in possession or when the Wildcats are in possession. Look at Hackenmuller. What a play by Davis Hackenmuller. He's got Siet crossing. Nicely done by Hackenmuller. Left foot looking for the corner. Nicely done. Nice shot. Giddings spills it into touch, and that's going to go for another corner.
Boy, there's a lot to like in that play by Davis Hackenmuller. One, the speed to win the 50-50 ball, beating his defender around the corner, the cutback to bring it back into the center, and then the one thing that I really liked was deciding to take the left-footed shot. Davis has a history of really looking for that strong right foot, which he's got a great one. It was nice to see him choose the left.
That cross comes in. Prouty rises up for it. Can't come. Let's check that. That's Johnson. It's going to go out off of the Tigers. This is going to be the Wildcats' 4th corner of this young game. We're not even 10 minutes in. The Wildcats have had now 4 corners, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah, the nice adjustment there is that the first 2 went to the goalkeeper Giddings. He's well off his line to start, even a couple of steps, which is sometimes a bit unusual. We kicked it a little farther away from him to keep it away from that goalkeeper, which is the right strategy. We'll see if Hackenmuller can do the same here.
Ball comes swinging in. See it, goes up for it, can't quite come down for it. Falls for Lennertz. He's got a left foot. He's going to shoot. It's outside now for Hackenmuller. Stutters, stops, goes. Collides with a couple of defenders. And now the Tigers try to break. That ball might, again, just be a bit aspirational. So it's going to find touch to the favor of the Wildcats. The Farmington Tigers' last trip to the pitch resulted in a 4-0 loss to Rochester Mayo. Farmington Tigers are, of course, in Section 1 AAA, along with the Lakeville schools and some of the Rochester high schools, as It's a big turnover here for the Tigers.
Yeah, Eagan got caught there waiting on the ball. They didn't go to it, setting up the Tigers to step in front and win that loose ball.
First corner here for the Tigers. And a worrying trend, if I'm honest, from the commentator box. I mean, this is just not quite the start we would have liked to have seen from the Wildcats, given their performance against Eastview. Tigers bringing their center backs forward. That ball is hoisted high into the air. Kikagi was going up for it, but it's cleared out. Leonard's is going to see what he can do with it over there on the sideline. I think we're going to have a handball against the Wildcats. Wildcats will be quickly taken that time by the Farmington Tigers. And Woodley was saved, not necessarily saved by the offsides flag, but it wouldn't have counted anyway, as it was the Farmington Tiger forward was clearly offsides. Assistant referee Ty Erickson had a great view of it. As I was saying, though, the Wildcats will be in action this Thursday at Shakopee, and then on Saturday at Minnetonka. And while neither of those two games will be broadcast here on ETV, the Wildcats would love to have people make the trip either to Shakopee or Minnetonka. Farmington Tigers will be back in action on Thursday against Apple Valley. At Apple Valley, the boys play at 5 o'clock, the girls at 7. So no rest for the Tigers after this game, because the Apple Valley Eagles they're a strong program. Zuzek puts it in, finds Salim's head. Salim puts it into touch. Nicely done.
Nice to see the back line adjusting there and being ready for that free kick. They got caught napping on the last one. Fortunately, we're bailed out by the offsides call, but they need to make sure that they're ready for those quick restarts.
Yeah, it was smartly taken that time by the Tigers. Siet's going to try to calm this down. He's got Leonard streaking as Siet plays it for him. Does Leonard's have the extra gear? It appears he does. Crossing opportunity. Oh, he hits the outside of the post. Unlucky that time by Ryan Leonards. A nice, well-weighted ball from Siet. Leonards with a start and stop and a start again. Nicely done to create the opportunity.
Boy, just a great ball control at midfield, setting that up. Siet winning the kick, and then a long pass right in the perfect spot to Leonards. And he had Siet streaking into the middle field if he wanted, but Leonards had worked himself into a pretty good scoring opportunity there. Glad that he took the shot.
This ball from Siet finds Hackenmuller. Might have been a trip there, but I think we are going to have a foul against the Tigers. Center referee Kip Kylan was waiting to see if there was advantage was going to develop as Hackenmuller was tripped. Assistant referee Samba Joey on this side also had raised his flag. So here's an opportunity from a nice angle, as you said, Skip, earlier, a nice angle here, and I think it looks like it's going to be an in-swinger, left-footed in-swinger from Ryan Leonards.
Pick number 9, Ryan Leonards.
See what the Wildcats can come up with here is Giddings has nobody in front of him or nearby. It's cleared out by the Tigers, nicely done by the Farmington Tigers. Salim's going to put that into touch. Ball boys are going to throw the ball quickly to the Tigers. The Tigers racing down as Walcott cleans that up. Nicely done. Johnson's going to get on the end of it and clear that well down the field. See, it was in an offside position. So he waits until the Tigers touch the ball. And now we reset.
Well, that was some great recovery defense there by McKinnon, coming out of nowhere to win that ball. It looked like it might have been trouble for the Wildcats, but nice recovery there.
Oh, well touched there. Well touched that time by McKinnon. And Nate McKinnon, one of the seniors on this team, has really developed in the last handful of games, Skip Newton. He really has had his best soccer, his best high school soccer of his career. And we're going to have a foul against the Wildcats as Hackenmuller is going to protest a bit too righteously. going through the back of the player it wasn't even how hard it was, Davis, but it was through the back, and so that's going to be an easy call for the referee every time.
Hackenmuller going with that speed move, just basically passing it to open space to himself. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as it continues to work, why not? Because he's done it successfully already several times this half.
Yeah, if Hackenmuller has that type of speed advantage on the outside back and can make it work, that really opens up an extra dimension for the Wildcats. Hackenmuller, of course, with good foot skills and good crossing, but if he's up against a very fast back who's going to keep him from that move, then it's something he can't do. But in this case, he's got the speed to do it. Johnson makes a play on it. Villaseñor comes back and tries. What a nice tackle by Villaseñor. Leonard's on the far side. Wildcats really looking to, now they're going to switch. Salim on the far side, one touch, sends it in towards Giddings. And if Siet had been moving, or if somebody had been moving to that ball, Skip Newton, that might have been an opportunity. As it is, it goes begging.
Yeah, he put that in a great location. Unfortunately, nobody was making the run. I don't think they were expecting that pass. Ended up being a really good one to space.
Be interesting to see if maybe 3-4 weeks from now, when Salim makes that play, if it's a different result. Of course, still early in the season. Wildcats with a record of 3-3. The Farmington Tigers 3-2. So still well over 2/3 of the season to go here for both teams. Hackenmuller takes the throw quickly, finds Prouty, finds Villaseñor. McKinnon has that pass intercepted. Well, here's an opportunity for the Tigers. Big opportunity here for Woodley. Nicely done by Evan Woodley, coming off his line. Heath Garrett that time racing down the field, and to his credit did not make contact with Woodley either, which would could have created an injury situation and certainly would have drawn a foul, perhaps even a booking. So nicely done that time by both players, avoiding the contact.
Boy, second time in the first 18 minutes that we've seen Woodley have to come off his line and stop a potential breakaway.
Again, not a trend that you'd like to see, but here's Hackenmuller with a trend you'd like to see. He's going to put his right foot to it. He slides, he just scuffed it. Oh, you see the frustration in Davis Hackenmuller's body language. He wants that one back.
Tigers.
I have no fault there of the decision.
No, absolutely not.
He has the leg to put that on goal. We haven't had a lot of long shots yet, so test the goalkeeper. He's been aggressive coming off his line. Maybe he's not as aggressive staying back when he should, and maybe you can catch him and put one over his head.
See, it was sliding it there to an imaginary teammate. As Nate McKinnon comes back for it. He's going to play with his head. Now he's going to get control of it. Nicely done, but doesn't quite get cleared. I think this ball is going to go off of the Wildcats. Check it. They're going to call a foul on the Tigers. So that'll wipe away the throw-in for the white team.
Well, that was really well done by McKinnon. A bouncing ball in the air when you've got someone on your back and you're running towards your own goal, that is not an easy play to make, and he just headed it up and got rid of it quickly. While it didn't get totally clear of danger, he stopped the immediate threat, and then they were able to regroup after that.
Coach Josue Butuli calling out McKinnon as having some of his best soccer, as that's a beautiful switch. Unlucky for Leonards that didn't quite fall for him. But turned over now, it falls for Prouty. Now to Villaseñor. Villaseñor with his left foot puts it towards goal. And it goes over the top.
Shot Emilio Villaseñor, number 11, out of bounds. Goal kick,
nice
Tigers.
Left-footed shot from distance. Again, no problem with Eagan taking a few long shots early. They need to set that tone early in the game that tells the keeper, hey, I got to stay on my back line from these long shots, or they're going to sneak one over. And if we show that we're willing to fire from anywhere, that could open things up later in the game.
Wildcat back line will certainly be tested by the by the Tigers. I think, if I'm honest, I think I've kind of determined the Farmington attack certainly seems to be play a long ball to a speedy forward, let them run by the defenders. It's not a bad strategy, but the Wildcats are going to have to adjust to it. Now, to be fair, the Asher Azuzu, the great Eastview forward, they handled him for 2/3 of that game very, very well with their three in the back, with some great play by Joseph and McKinnon and Walcott and all of those players. So they have that ability, but they're going to have to be careful.
That was some good team defense there as again, McKinnon found himself in the difficult position of playing that high ball with a guy on his back, but Walcott's nice job backing him up and providing that second defender just in case things didn't go the way he wanted.
A lovely ball by Joseph there to keep that in play. Would have been easy for him to put that into touch. Safety with the idea of being safety first. Instead, he jump starts the offense, and now the Wildcats have a throw at the midfield. And certainly you think of the Wildcats, if they're going to do well this season, it's players like Hackenmuller and McKinnon and Joseph and players that, have had time on the varsity team but haven't necessarily always had starring roles or haven't had a lot of time, a lot of varsity minutes, and they're going to have to step into those roles. And right now, they're certainly doing that.
When we talked to Coach Booteli yesterday on a conference call, he indicated when asked, who do you need to step up on this team? And he said, I'm really looking for those role players, those guys coming off the bench to play a larger role. I want to see them come in and the pace of the game and the intensity, nothing goes down. They continue to put on pressure on the other team and play good smart defense. So we'll see, once he finally decides to go to his bench, can his bench respond?
Well, it's an excellent ball in that time by Rossetti, and Woodley deals with it cleanly. Very even half between these two teams. Both teams having some scoring opportunities, both teams with some shots on goal that have troubled the keepers on both sides. And certainly you'd think that the Wildcats would like to see what they could do in terms of nicking a goal early. As you pointed out, Skip Newton, the Wildcats have not had great performances here at Wildcat Stadium. We're going to have a foul here against the Wildcats on the near touchline. The near touchline, which has a table and chairs inexplicably at it. Not sure quite why that is the case.
Could be set up for the teacher appreciation at halftime. However, I would think that perhaps that would be pulled a little farther away from the field until halftime actually gets here.
Yeah, it's got to be less than 3 feet away from the touchline. Defense was napping a bit there, and Woodley's going to smother it up. Those are brilliant, absolutely brilliant diagonal runs. Kiagi with another, second or third time we've said his name, Skip Newton, with a brilliant diagonal run. And if the Wildcat defense doesn't pick that up and make an adjustment, he is going to get an opportunity and he's going to score.
Yeah, the concerning there is the fact that there was no blue jersey following him. I mean, you need somebody, right in his hip pocket on that, and there was no one there. He was all by himself. That just absolutely cannot continue.
Kiagi, the junior forward, has already made himself known a couple of times in this game. See it with a nice move. He's going to look for Villasenor. Villasenor is going to try to chip it over the top. Villasenor appealing for a handball. Not all that convincing. Nice step by Tyler Wolcott. Finds Hackenmuller. The spin and a turn. If that ball stays in, and it does. Oh, it doesn't. Oh my goodness. Hackenmuller rightfully questioning how close that ball got. Hackenmuller rightfully saying, hey, wait a minute, I think that ball was still in. I had a good view of it too, Mr. Assistant Referee, but the assistant referee's position is not up for discussion. But as you pointed out, Skip Newton, Davis Hackenmuller really victimizing the outside backs there for Farmington. It's blown by him several times. That ball comes and lands for Joseph. Here's Michael Johnson with it. Prouty. See it, had it knocked away from him. And now the Tigers will look to break, but McKinnon says not on my watch. But then his pass is intercepted. Wildcats with an opportunity. Oh, and a goal for the Tigers. Oh, nicely taken that time. It's number 11, who of course is not on our roster.
Ivan Ruiz.
That is Ivan Ruiz.
Yeah,
okay.
they for some reason have number 10 on our roster, but he is number 11. Unfortunately, Nate McKinnon had played the ball up, and so he was off his back line, and that left Wildcats one-on-one in a perfect pass, and he just could not keep up with the speedy Ruiz. And unlike earlier when the breakaway touches got away from the forwards and Woodley was able to come off his line and make a play, this one he had full control and was able to bury it into the corner.
The defense certainly would want that one back. It started with the turnover, but then, of course, with three defenders at the back, there just aren't as many bodies to cover for mistakes. And so the Wildcats are going to need to make an adjustment. If Kiagi or Ruiz are going to run by them like that, they're just going to have to make an adjustment. Ball goes out of bounds. Hannon Axelrod had checked in on the far side. And we'll see Miklo Jones checking in for Prouty here coming up momentarily. As the aforementioned Prouty gets his feet on the ball, finds Villasenor. Villasenor with an opportunity. Chips it over to Siet. Villasenor tries to send it towards goal.
Villasenor, number 11.
And I could not tell, honestly, if it was mishit or whether Giddings got to it. Could you tell, Skip Newton?
He mishit it. He was trying to just punch it past Giddings, who was coming out and was really caught kind of in no man's land. He knew he had to do something with it quickly. Unfortunately, just could not redirect that on goal. And that one is going to haunt him for a while as he immediately pulled the shirt up over his head in disappointment. He knew he wanted that one.
Evan Galachin is also going to check in along with Miklo Jones, replacing two of the three midfielders for the Wildcats. Wildcats with three at the back, effectively three at the back, four in the middle, and three on top.
The assist to number 12.
Ivan Ruiz with the goal, with Kiagi with the assist. Hackenmuller dispossesses the Tigers, has an opportunity, but then watches it go into touch.
Ruiz, the assist, Jacob Kiagi at 26:01.
Wildcats do not have a great record of making big comebacks. Skip Newton, they have not won a game yet this year where they've gone down early in that game. Siet tries to play that back for Salim, and it's intercepted, but it falls for Tran. Tran finds himself dispossessed, and that ball is flung out into the midfield as Wildcats cleans up. Although Kiagi was all over it, and now the Wildcats are scrambling a little bit, as it's 4-on-4 going back before McKinnon steps in and puts it into touch. Galachin's going to give this chase, try to get it over to Hackenmuller. It's intercepted by the Tigers. Galachin again. Now falls for Miklo Jones. Miklo Jones, who had scored his first varsity goal against Park Cottage Grove about a week and a half ago. Hackenmuller also with two balls there, faking the throw in. Salim had a ball. Hackenmuller had a ball. Hackenmuller was another 15, 20 yards ahead, so Salim rightly deferred to his teammate. Shot from Jones from distance. It's on target, but easy enough for Giddings. The Wildcats right now not necessarily showing a lot of creativity. The Tigers are really taking it to them.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Wildcats look to get the ball onto Siet's foot in the middle of the field and see if he can't create something with his speed and foot skills. I feel like it's been mostly Hackenmuller and Leonard's on the far side providing the pressure from the sides and crossing it in, but nothing up the middle.
Big shot from Kiagi, handled by Woodley. Yeah, it really is a testament to Derek Siet and his development as a player. I mean, he's been on the varsity team now. This is his third year in the varsity team. He joined the club or joined the side as a sophomore, and has always been physically imposing and able to assert his will and fast and skilled and things like that. But now he's really showing some real passing touch and real leadership, and I think that's you like to think that that's what comes in part from being a senior captain.
Coming off will be Jack Rosa, number 21.
Kamara checks into the game for the Wildcats.
I'd like to ask the teachers who will participate in the halftime teacher.
We will have a halftime ceremony for Teacher Appreciation Day.
Stands to the southwest corner of the track.
So each of the seniors on the team has selected a teacher they would like to honor for Teacher Appreciation. So ETV will be covering that. We will be stepping away.
The Wildcats into the game. Charlie Burke, number 3.
We're going to recognize some teachers at halftime, which is never a bad thing.
Going off, number 10, Derek Siet.
Derek Siet off, and now Charlie Burke onto the pitch. As Evan Woodley comes out and plays that.
In the halftime teacher appreciation night ceremony.
Sends that forward for Johnson.
Down from the stands to the
Finds
southwest
Burke.
corner of the track. Thank you.
Joseph smartly takes it. He's got an opportunity here. He's going to play it over for Burke. Burke with a dummy. Look for Galachin. Galachin's attempt for Kamara is put into touch. Less than 8 minutes to go now in the game. You'd like to think the Wildcats, if they could nick one here in this half, it'd be a real nice lift for them.
Goal kick, Farmington.
Salim's ball for Charlie Burke, not quite coming off.
Yeah, the Wildcats struggling a little bit to connect passes right now. They're not getting that early movement that we saw at the beginning and in the middle of the first half, where they were getting the ball in front of the net, several times when they were generating 4 different corner kicks. And now we're at that part of the game where this is where Butelli wants his bench to provide a spark, right? Come in and show me something. I need to get Siet and Hackenmuller and some of these other starters a break, and looking for that spark off the bench.
Kamara has that opportunity, taking Hackenmuller's spot. Commits the foul. Wildcats recover and take charge of the ball. And of course, we're going to be held up here now for a substitution as Salim will exit.
Substitutions, 1 for each team. For the Wildcats, Jacob Tran.
Jacob Tran will check in for the Wildcats.
For the Farmington Tigers, back in number 23, Thomas Zuzek.
Jones flicking that, trying to get ahead to it to flick it on. It's off of Kamara into touch. Wildcats are going to need to do something here in the next few minutes. Otherwise, you wonder if they're going to be able to mount any type of offensive attack here in the first half. Now it falls for Kamara. Let's see what Kamara could do with it. He looks for Burke. Burke's going to lay it off for Tran. Ball gets cleared off of Burke. Unlucky that it goes out of bounds. Did you get a sense that the Farmington Tigers are okay with being conservative, as that ball is clearly, very clearly in an offside position? It's well over the midline. in an offside position, yet you heard some Farmington fans shouting that he wasn't offsides. I think that was a bit more aspirational on their part, necessarily. Reward the effort, if not the result.
Yeah, he was definitely off by a good 5 yards. I'm not sure what this call is.
We have a foul called against the Wildcats. I'm utterly confused as to where there was a foul there.
Yeah, that's a mystery to me.
That was very clearly an offsides ball. I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll try to figure it out maybe at halftime. In any event, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. The Eagan Wildcat boys find themselves down by a score of 1-0. And the Farmington Tigers are going to have a free kick in the attacking third. And this is where the Farmington Tigers have really made some challenges here for the Wildcats.
For the Tigers.
Let's see if they can adjust and cover that speedy number 12 who has gotten in several times on free kicks.
Nice header away that time by McKinnon. Falls for Burke. The Wildcats have an opportunity here if they could somehow force a quick turnover. Kamara chases. Now Tran chases. Tran scored his first goal of the season against Eastview as the Tran plays the ball through. Kamara had stopped running. Nicely done by Jacob Tran to force that ball up. Now Johnson with it. Johnson with a start and a stop. He's going to be double teamed. Needs some help. It's dispossessed that time by the Farmington Tigers. Somebody's got to help Johnson in that situation when he's taking on two players. A good step there by McKinnon. McKinnon showing matching the speed of the Farmington Tiger forward, but it's kind of a foul with a push. McKinnon draws the foul as he's pushed in the back.
Foul on the Tigers, free kick for the Wildcats.
Free kick goes well out of bounds. Definitely not the result that the Wildcats were looking for. Just a reminder that ETV will be broadcasting the Wildcat football game on this Thursday. It's a Thursday game because of the referee shortage. It's at 7 o'clock against Woodbury. Join Mike Cook and the award-winning ETV crew as they bring you that action here out from Wildcat Stadium.
Well, and you mentioned the referee shortage. You know, after today's halftime show, the teacher appreciation, maybe next game we should do referee appreciation and bring in some of these referees and let them know that we actually do care about you and appreciate you, and we want you to keep doing what you're doing so we can keep playing.
Farmington breaking. Far too many Tigers for the Wildcats' taste. Swung in deep. It's going to go out over the end line. But that was a dangerous break for the Farmington Tigers. Wildcats lucky that it didn't result in something more menacing on goal.
It was nice to see them cover that crossing attempt there. The closest player to the ball was an Eagan defender, so no chance there for Farmington to get a shot, even though it was well wide. Had they been the closest one there, that could have been trouble.
His goal kick finds Jones, finds Galachin. It's played for Burke. Burke's going to send that for Kamara. Kamara's going to be in a foot race. He needs to win it. Can't quite win it. He does force it to be out of bounds. Tran with it on the near side. He's going to put it into middle of the field. It falls now for Jones. Comes for Tran. Tran's going to try to cross it in. Didn't get any altitude on it. And Ruiz is going to break. Welcome to all you people from Farmington watching us here on ETV. Nicely done that time, dancing through the defense. He's got lots of options if he passes the ball, but he doesn't. He tries to go through three defenders. I could not pick out the number, but he had teammates screaming for the ball on either side of him.
10 seconds
This
remaining.
ball gets hoisted towards
9,
midfield, and Charlie
8,
Burke's going to give it a
7,
ride.
6, 5, 4.
The ball's going to get put into
3,
touch.
2, 1.
So stay tuned for the teacher appreciation ceremony here at Eagan High School.
That's the end of the first half.
But before we do that, before we talk about that, Skip Newton,
Farmington Tigers
what do these Wildcats have to do to climb back into the game in the second half?
Boy, they got to pick up the intensity. They really started to fall down there at the end, and it felt like for the last 10, maybe even 15 minutes of the half, very little pressure and very few opportunities for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Wildcats definitely catching rather than delivering, right? I mean, they were really absorbing the blows rather than being offensive and creative. But as again, ladies and gentlemen, we will step aside here in the booth and we'll turn it over to the public address announcer as the seniors honor their teachers here at Wildcat Stadium.
Welcome to the 2022 Eagan High School Boys Varsity Soccer Teacher Appreciation Night. Each year, the senior boys on the Wildcats boys soccer team devote the halftime for one of their home games to recognize teachers who have influenced them, helped them, or made a difference, and say thank you for their very special contributions. The Wildcats boys soccer team has a great history of athletic accomplishments. It also has a rich history of gifted student athletes. The teachers you are about to meet have played a big role in the success of our student athletes in the classroom, on the field, and as people. This year, each player and student manager submitted information on the teacher that they want to recognize. When we call each senior player or student manager's name and the teacher they are recognizing, please step forward. Each teacher will be presented with a small gift and will receive the player's complete comments. All right, let's introduce our senior players and the teachers that they are honoring, and we'll have comments provided by the student athlete. We'll start with Daniel Redlin, who's honoring Nicholas Johnson, known as MJ here at Eagan High School. He's Pa's teacher. He also teaches Eagan High School work experience. Daniel's comments: this teacher never failed to always keep me engaged and awake whenever I walked into one of his several different rooms he would use for pause. He was energetic and active. He says even when we wish he was neither. Thank you for the past 4 years. Daniel Redlin honoring Nicholas Johnson. Next is Derek Seat honoring Dina Thorson, English teacher at Eagan High School. His comments: Ms. Thorson is a wonderful teacher and a great person. It is very rare to have a teacher that really cares about you like she does. Ms. Thorson always pushed me to be the greatest in the classroom and on the field, and also to be a great student and friend to the people around me. The last 4 years, she has taught me how to love everyone around me and never give up on what matters the most. Thank you for making my high school years very enjoyable and also for teaching life lessons that will forever live with me. Derek Seat honoring Dina Thorson. Next is Amelia Villasenor honoring Sue House, Pa's teacher and Eagan High School math teacher. And his comments are: she always had a positive impact on my day, and she was someone I could rely on. She also brought me snacks during quarantine to show how much she actually cares for us. Amelia Villasenor honoring Sue House. Next is Jack Joseph honoring Patrick Calmy, science teacher. And his comments about Mr. Calmy. Mr. Calmy was my chemistry teacher for the majority of my junior year. He had a very simple yet effective way of teaching, making it much easier and enjoyable. Not only is he a good teacher, but also a very nice, easygoing person that's easy to talk to. Overall, he's had a very positive impact on my time here at Eagan High School. Jack Joseph honoring Patrick Calmy. Next is Jacob Tran honoring Joseph Kistner, science teacher, and his comments. When I first met Mr. Kistner, I thought chemistry was horrid. But after I got closer with him, I was able to talk to him more as a person than a teacher. I appreciate Mr. Kistner for being able to keep up with me. Jacob Tran honoring Joseph Kistner. Next is Justin Schreiber honoring Kelly Woods, special education, and his comments. Ms. Woods works with the special education students. Although she wasn't my own teacher, I still appreciate her for giving me the opportunity to join her classroom during study halls to spend time and have fun with some of her students. Justin Schreiber honoring Kelly Woods. Next, Melvin Kamara honoring Dale Dirth, Eagan High School physical education and PAWS teacher, and his comments. Mr. Dirth, I want to express my sincere gratitude for always pushing me to do my best. In your speed development class and under your guidance, I have significantly improved my speed. I really appreciate the way in which you helped me adjust quickly to the atmosphere and environment at Eagan High School after transferring in the second trimester. The first week of entering a new school or environment is always nerve-wracking. I thank you for all the wonderful work you have done and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. With kind regards, from Melvin Kamara, who's honoring Dalen Durkee. Next is Michael Cron, honoring Ben Heil, Eagan High School AP European History, and his comments. He made his class really enjoyable for me and clearly loved what he taught. I look forward to his class every day. Michael Cron, honoring Ben Heil. Next is Nate McKinnon, honoring Paul Kovac, Eagan High School business and mentor teacher, and his comments about Mr. Kovac. I always enjoy having Mr. Kovac as my teacher because he makes the class more memorable. He is so funny, and at the same time, he is there to push you into a better direction. Overall, it is the connection he brings to the class each day. Nate McKinnon, honoring Paul Kovac. Next is Ryan Leonard, honoring Karen Elliott, Eagan High School math teacher. And Ryan's comments about Karen Elliott are these. Ms. Elliott was always the teacher I could count on to be very direct and help me in the best ways possible. She knew how to make hard subjects seem a little easier, while also stressing the importance of staying on task. Ms. Elliott is one of the nicest and smartest teachers I have had. She made my days better, and I have gained a lot of knowledge thanks to her. Ryan Leonard's honoring Karen Elliott. Next is Gabe Frost, honoring Kathleen Westgard, Eagan High School English. And Gabe's comments about Ms. Westgard. Ms. Westgard was my speech and AP language teacher during online school. She did a great job of making everyone feel comfortable in a challenging time. Once school was in person again, she was so understanding, and she would always do check-ins with her students to make sure we weren't getting overwhelmed with our schoolwork. She's an amazing person and a great teacher. I'll miss being in her classes. Gabe Frost honoring Kathleen Westgard. Next is Cobus Breet honoring Shannon Braun, Eagan High School PAWS and math teacher. And his comments, Mrs. Braun has been a safe person to talk to about anything in my life during my 4 years at Eagan High School. She has an extra mature perspective without any attachment. She's great at math, so maybe the one time I asked for help, it was beneficial too. We always have a good laugh. She has even let me sleep and pause or play Uno. Thank you for being such an awesome homeroom teacher, friend, and role model. Sincerely, Cobus Breet, honoring Shannon Braun. Next, Liam Frontland is honoring Amber Tesdall, Eagan High School Chemistry. And Liam's comments are, Mrs. Tesdall was one of my favorite high school teachers. She was super nice and really easy to talk to. She was always willing to help whenever I or any student had a question. She always wanted the best for us. Thank you, Mrs. Tesdall, from Liam Frontland. Next is Reese Olson honoring Dr. Adam Copeland, Eagan High School History. His comments are, he's been my PAWS teacher every year and has always been a nice guy. Reese Olson honoring Dr. Adam Copeland. Next, Will Walters honoring Michael Pearson, Eagan High School Band. And his comments about Mr. Pearson. He's been instrumental to my success at Eagan. His involvement in my musical success as well is his ability to understand when I have other things going on, make him very approachable. It is because of that approachability that I feel like there is truly someone at Eagan I can talk to. Will Walters honoring Michael Pearson. And those are the players. Now the student managers. Ava Meisinger and Cassie Monaban have selected Jordan Stevens, Eagan High School math. And their comments, Mr. Stevens connects with the students very well, and he has supported us throughout all of our high school years. He has a genuine and unique personality and makes the classroom a fun and energetic place. Ava Meisinger and Cassie Monavon, student managers honoring Jordan Stevens. Next is Grace Forrester honoring Kevin Dirksen, Eagan High School Honors Chemistry and Pause. And her comments, Mr. Dirksen has been my pause teacher these past 4 years and was my chemistry teacher junior year. He has always encouraged his students to do their best and has supported me throughout high school, whether it be school or sports. Grace Forrester honoring Kevin Dirksen. And last is Macy Miller, student manager honoring Patricia Keach, Eagan High School Hospitality. In her comments, Ms. Keach was a very respectful teacher to me and other classmates. I admired her because of her personality and how she trusted the people in class. She's really a positive teacher. Macy Miller, student manager honoring Patricia Keach. Again, we thank all of our dedicated teachers and give special recognition to the teachers here tonight, chosen by each player and student manager for their extraordinary impact. Again, the senior players and senior student managers choosing teachers to honor tonight. Congratulations to our teachers being honored tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your attention.
Well, welcome back to Eagan and Wildcat Stadium for the second half of the Eagan Wildcat boys soccer game against the Farmington Tigers. Hope you enjoyed Teacher Appreciation Halftime. A lot of great teachers down there, with the students that they've mentored and taught over the years, and hopefully you had a chance to hear some of those comments. And of course, it's not just about the academics; it's about these teachers and their relationships with these young men as seniors as they move on through not only high school but into the rest of their year, the rest of their lives, I should say. The Wildcats are taking a slightly extended halftime. Well, they're going to break huddle here in just a few minutes. The referees have changed colors of their jerseys because the Wildcats are wearing blue, and so they've swapped now to red, so that's going to be different on your screen. And the Wildcats are going to take the field now with a trend line, Skip Newton, that's not a good one, which is when they've failed to score first, they are 0-3. Not a good trend line for these Wildcats.
Yeah, they need to do something to get back in the game. And I know it sounds a little bit odd to say, get back in the game when you're only down, one goal. But, boy, it really felt like they were out of it, especially in the last, 12 to 15 minutes of that first half. The beginning parts of the half, the first half of it, they looked just fine. They were generating some pressure. They were getting some shots. And you felt, it was only a matter of time before they'd punch one in, although the goalkeeper for Farmington has played really well, that being Giddings. But, it was encouraging to see the pressure being generated by the Wildcats. Unfortunately, they've given up some breakaway opportunities. They've given up some other good goal-scoring opportunities on great set pieces. They need to clean that up defensively, but at the same time, they have to get a goal in and put some more pressure on.
The intensity level, I think it's fair to say, if you're a neutral observer watching this team, is not the same as what they brought against Eastview last week. And we'll see if the Wildcats coming out of halftime, if Coach Boutali can amp up that intensity level. And here's a nice start as Siet takes the ball down the right side, taking on 2 defenders. One defender falls. Siet crosses it in. The ball comes flying through the penalty area, but Leonard's just not able to get on the other end of it. Certainly a good start for the Wildcats.
One way to pick up the intensity is get the ball on the foot of Derek Siet, and he has not touched the ball a lot tonight, but when he has, he's made good plays. I mean, there was another beautiful cross. He had one earlier in the first half, of course. We need to see more of that. I mean, I think they should look to just get him the ball and say, you're our senior, you're our co-captain, make a play. We need you to help us get back in the game.
Foul on the Wildcats.
Foul on the Wildcats. Johnson apparently just a little too much pressure to the back of the Farmington Tiger player. It's going to get hoisted towards the Wildcat penalty area. It's intercepted there by Prouty. Nicely done. Good turn there by Johnson. Understanding he had some pressure as Joseph pooches that over everyone to Villasenor. Villasenor getting it down to his feet. Unclear how there's not a whistle there, as Villasenor was bulldogged to the turf. Prouty dispossessed. Salim going to break his neck trying to get back. Shot in on Woodley, and he deals with it very comfortably.
Nice job by the back line there. The defense, maintaining their goal side position, not letting Farmington, break them down and get a pass in between.
Johnson has it taken off of his foot. These midfielders, Skip Newton, have got to do a better job of coming to the ball. Joseph now takes the layoff from Leonards and runs around the defender. Nicely done by Joseph. He still has possession of it. Finds Villasenor in the middle. Villasenor plays it out for Prouty. Prouty has slowed his run down. And Villasenor's pass goes to naught. Joseph's going to clean that up to Walcott in the middle. So to reset, you've got Walcott, McKinnon, and Joseph at the back with Salim on the outside, Johnson, Prouty, and Villasenor in the middle, with Leonards, Siet, and Hackenmuller at the forward positions.
Nice pressure there by Michael Johnson to win possession, get the throw in for the Wildcats.
Siet on the near side. He's going to have that played off of the defender. Opportunity here for the Wildcats. Somebody needs to probably get in the 6-yard box. As Villasenor makes a run. It's chipped out that time by the defenders. It falls for Johnson, who will take the throw. Play it forward for Leonards. 1-2 there for Villasenor as Leonards is knocked down. No whistle there. Villasenor's little flick for Siet doesn't quite come off. It was a good idea. Now it's intercepted by Siet again. Siet's going to fire it towards the goal. It's deflected, blocked. A couple of opportunities here for the Wildcats to draw fouls, and hasn't happened for them. I wonder if that's going to make them a bit more frustrated as this half progresses, Skip. As we've seen Ryan Leonards and Emilio Villasenor Lopez both get dumped to the turf with no whistle.
Yeah, I just hope they can keep the pressure up and the intensity. They're starting to get back to how they started the game, where they getting the ball into the Farmington defensive third. Haven't been able to generate any shots yet, but it's getting closer, and they're starting to put the ball where they need to be on that half, and I think it's only a matter of time before that generates some scoring opportunities.
Wildcat Boys and Girls Booster Clubs want to thank their platinum sponsors, the Eagan Arms Public House, great Ruben, Twin Cities Orthopedics, Urgency Room, Wave Soccer Club, and Willie's Edina Realty. Thank you to our platinum sponsors for your support of Eagan Wildcats soccer. The Wildcats could use some support right now as the Farmington Tigers are breaking yet again. Wildcats back defensively, nicely done by Joseph to break that up. As Leonard's ball is looking for Johnson. And you see Leonards and Johnson look at each other like they didn't quite have their plans in alignment. Johnson again battling, that time with Rosa. I think we're gonna have a white throw in. And we do. Farmington Tigers enjoying a 1-0 lead. That ball gets played down into the corner. It stays inbounds. No, it doesn't, according to the assistant referee, Samba Jomi. It's another one of those balls, Skip Newton, that from our perspective looks like it's still in, but it's apparently out of bounds.
Yeah, reminded me of the first half play with Davis Hackenmuller right down there. And the same result where the AR called it out and the player looked at the AR with a disapproving look.
And that's going to be a fairly clear foul as Leach is dumped to the turf.
It's a foul on the Wildcats.
There was a tendency there, maybe a tendency of a desire of the Tigers to take that quickly, but they did not. Smart for them to reset and take as much time off this clock as they can. Just over 33 and a half minutes now to go here in the second half. Wildcats fighting a trend. As we said earlier, in games they have not scored first. They have not won or tied yet this year. Meaning in the 3 wins, they were the first to draw blood. In the 3 games they lost, they were not the first to draw blood. And it's going to take some special magic here for these Wildcats. This ball's chipped towards the net.
Off the free kick, the shot taken. Thomas Zuzek out of bounds, goal kick Wildcats.
Not sure what Zuzek is pointing at. Only because that ball was well over the top of it. I don't think he was upset. I don't think he could be mad with his teammates not getting to that ball since it was 35 feet in the air.
Yeah, that was not executed, I think, the way he wanted. I mean, if it was a chip in, then he drastically overhit it. And if it was a shot, it was poorly placed. Not the hard shot that you're looking for, but definitely delivered more like it was a pass.
Might have been a whistle there that Jack Joseph got away with here for the Wildcats. That ball gets played forward, looks for Villasenor. But again, the Wildcats just not tidy in possession, as opposed to the game against Eastview where they were very tidy in possession, doing a nice job of controlling the ball, very intense. This time, just not quite as tidy as they really should be. A great overlapping run here by Johnson. Nicely done that time by Leonards and Johnson together. Now Leonards is found by Johnson. He chips in with his left foot. See it with an aspirational bicycle attempt.
I love the creativity. I love the effort. Really tough execution there to get that one not only on goal, but in goal.
We'll see it, as we mentioned early in the game, Skip Newton is drawing a tremendous amount of attention by the Tigers. There's now Hackenmuller, who has been a little quiet here in the second half, gets to the ball. Nice tackle there on Hackenmuller, sends him sprawling, but he's back up, recovers quickly, and now earns the throw. Nicely done by Davis Hackenmuller on the far side.
Really love the way he bounced back up and got back into that. We need to see more of that type of spark and hustle by the Wildcats. They need to win more of these 50-50 balls to make something happen.
Johnson finds Villasenor. Villasenor gets dumped. Just lost his balance. Joseph with it. He's going to find Johnson. Needs to be some movement. Johnson with, again, an aspirational shot on Giddings. It's a shot. It's a shot on goal, but it's not troubling Giddings in any way, Skip.
Yeah, the alarming part there is while we have possession, we're a good 40 yards out. There's nobody making runs, diagonal runs that we've talked about like the Tigers have made. The Tigers have made several of those diagonal runs, and they're making them very well. I want to see the Wildcats do that. Start moving, make yourself harder to cover, create your own opportunities. The person that has the ball, if they have a chance to deliver, they have to have a target, and if you're just standing there, you're really easy to cover.
Wildcats in blue almost seems like, if I'm honest, they're looking for somebody else to make a play. I wouldn't say that universally. Here's a ball in for Woodley as he comes off his line to claim it. Kigagi was lurking, but it's almost as if the Wildcats are looking for somebody else to make a play. They're hoping one of their teammates will step up and make that play, and someone's going to have to do it here for the Wildcats. Joseph's throw well over Leonard's head, nicely done. Flicked on by Villaseñor, put out by the Tigers. That was a nice sequence. Played quickly into Siet. Siet with an opportunity. He is tripped down. And we're going to play advantage. No, we're not going to play advantage. We're going to have a free kick here for the Wildcats. First foul of the second half against the Farmington Tigers. It's going to come from a nice spot, Skip. If the Wildcats can get the ball up and down, they'll get it on frame. The question is, will there be a rebound?
Number 7 on the kick.
Or does Hackenmuller chip it in and let someone run onto it?
I just assume he put it in the upper 90 and we tie this game up, but it's not up to me. He's got the leg.
No, I think if you give Davis that chance 5 times, I think he's going to hit the goal more often than he's not, but that time it just slid wide up to the top.
It's a blast by Hackenmuller, just a couple of yards high, but plenty of leg. Get that a little bit lower and in a corner, that thing's going to be really hard to save.
Wildcat Soccer Boosters would also like to say thank you to their gold sponsors, Ansari's Mediterranean Grill, Rami Cormont at Coldwell Banker, Denise Schoberg at Keller Williams. As Leonard's battles there in the middle of the park. And it falls now for Joseph. That ball's going to be put into touch, allowing me to finish with my thought. Elite Feet Soccer, Orza Poke and Ramen, Teresa's Mexican Restaurant, ZZQ Barbecue, Birchwood Dental, Devani's Divine Salon, Sam's Club, Union Fit MN, Zerbel Orthodontics, and Escape With Us Vacations. Thank you very much to our gold sponsors helping to make Eagan Wildcat Soccer possible. Momentum, certainly you have to say momentum right now with the Tigers, which is what the Wildcats can't have. And it falls that time, and it's shot well wide.
Shot taken by Colin Leach, number 2, out of bounds, goal kick Wildcats.
The encouraging thing is that it's still just a 1-0 game. So all Eagan needs to do is get one goal, and then that alone will be the spark to get them going. They'll get fired up. They'll have tied the game, and then maybe they can get a second one and take home the victory. But they gotta get that first one. Somebody's got to make a big play, like maybe right here.
Nice ball by Woodley. It falls for Siet. Siet goes down. Not appeal for a foul there by Siet. Real show of maturity by Derek Siet. Derek Siet 2 years ago would have probably appealed for a foul or appealed for a penalty there, but instead he just keeps playing. Wildcats, as you point out, Skip Newton, if they get a goal, not only will it reverse a trend, but it will certainly change the momentum of this game. Of course, the Farmington Tigers happy to put this ball into touch as they enjoy a 1-goal lead with just under 27 minutes to go. Ball gets played towards the middle. Johnson was lurking, and so was Leonard's.
A great opportunity there, a perfect cross by Hackenmuller. Unfortunately, the head just too high and over the net. We got to get these balls lower. It has to be on frame.
Hear the players and the coaching staffs talk on the field. Fans in the stands, supporters certainly very. Oh, it's Joseph. What a brilliant stuff by Joseph. unlucky there for Joseph, but what an out of nowhere, Jack Joseph flying up the field to intercept that ball.
Yeah, that was just he was like shot out of a cannon, and we need to see more of that. We need to see more of that kind of individual effort because it starts to become contagious. I mean, your one player does it, then the next player does it, and all of a sudden you're building your own momentum.
We'll see if Coach Boutuli changes up his substitution pattern a little bit as the Wildcats are chasing the game.
Yeah, the starters definitely got the bulk of the minutes in that first half. I would say, for mostly 75% of the first half, it was all the starting 11 with just a couple of exceptions. Majority of the back line playing the entire game.
Given the results so far you would expect that the Wildcats will certainly try to give their starters some additional time here as Leonards makes a run. He's got an opportunity. It's on his left foot. I think that's going to go for I guess it's going to be called a goal kick. Both the center and the assistant referee will say that's a goal kick as it's quickly put into play by Giddings. Oh, it's almost intercepted there by Leonards. It is intercepted. Derek Siet with it. He's got an opportunity. He's got players on his back. He tries to slide through with his left foot. It falls for Johnson. Johnson sends it towards goal. Nicely done that time by Johnson. Oh, great opportunity there by the Wildcats.
Things are starting to get a little chippy down there, a little aggressive. It looked like number 20, the Logan Absahi from Farmington was John at Leonards right before that goal kick when the ball went on a play. I can't believe that there wasn't a call at the top of the box when it looked like there were arms all over Siet. It definitely impeded him, and now we've got another breakaway for Farmington.
And it's another goal for the Tigers. Could not pick out the number of the player. I think we're going to find out here shortly. It might be Ruiz again. Yeah, it is Ruiz. Defense was beaten, goalie was beaten. It was just an opportunity for Ruiz to make it work. And unlike the Wildcats in the first half, that time it was steered on goal after beating the keeper, and it's going to be a 2-0 score to the Tigers here in the 58th minute.
Yeah, an unfortunate counterattack there by the Tigers. They were able to get the ball through the defense and could not keep up with Ruiz's speed. And now we've gone from a one-goal deficit where anything can happen, and all you need is that one break to be right back in the game. Now you got to press quite aggressively. You're down to just over 22 minutes to play. You have to get a goal soon.
You get a sense the Wildcats need to be certainly more intentional in what they're doing. And that ball's going to run out for a goal kick. I want to thank our award-winning ETV crew, Greg Borman, Patty DiGidio, and Nick Mudd. Thank you for all of your work to make us look and sound great here. Skip and I are the volunteers, but these guys are the paid crew. And of course, they're always looking for volunteers. Go to etv.com if you are interested in volunteering. It's another ball over the top as Ruiz is looking for his hat trick. Takes on McKinnon. McKinnon with a tough tackle. Ball doesn't fall for him, but McKinnon, like a bird dog, not giving up, and forces Ruiz to push back into the midfield. Challenge, of course, is with the Farmington Tigers enjoying a 2-0 lead. Pushing back into the midfield is just fine for the boys in orange and white. Here's a turnover. It falls for Siet. And Siet is going to commit the foul there. Yep, that's a fairly clear foul.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get his body in the position to shield off the defender. And in his attempt to do so, ended up tripping him up. So, yeah, a pretty easy call there.
11, Ivan Ruiz. The assist to number 12, Jacob Kiagi.
Ruiz from Kiagi in a repeat of what happened earlier. Here's another ball in over the top. Woodley comes out and makes the play, sends it out towards touch, and it was offsides. And a very unfortunate turn of events that time, as the assistant referee's flag was not seen right away or not raised right away. I hate that. I absolutely detest it. He's clearly offsides. Instead, we're going to risk a collision between the Farmington Tiger forward and Evan Woodley, which could have devastating consequences for either player on an offside play. It's just ridiculous that flag does not go up faster as this ball is put into touch. I understand what the rule is. I get it. I'm a referee, Skip, but at the same time, you've got to protect both players in that situation. So Evan Galachin is going to check in for Emilio Villaseñor. Falls for Prouty. Prouty tries to send it across. Galachin lays it off for Siet. Siet's looking again for Hannon Axelrod, who's also checked in. Forgive me, I did not see him check in. McKinnon gets dispossessed there. Wildcats scrambling a little bit. They can't quite get control of the ball. Now Axelrod's going to give chases. The Farmington Tigers will be content to take a few extra seconds on each throw. Put that ball into touch. It's chipped forward by Prouty. Falls for Axelrod, who again scored his first goal against Eastview. Finds Galachin. Galachin with some space in front of him. Finds Hackenmuller on the side. Hackenmuller had such success in the first half, just has not had an opportunity really to unleash what he can do on that sideline here in this second half.
Yeah, he had the one nice play with the one nice cross. Here's another cross. Unfortunately, that's intercepted. But, yeah, much more better defended in the second half for sure. That's what's got to be. I wonder if Farmington adjusted, knowing that he was giving them all sorts of problems.
It falls for Siet. Siet still with an opportunity. Fires it into Gettings. It's a lucky rabbit's foot. It's a four-leaf clover, but Gettings fell right where Siet was firing that ball. The soccer gods smile on Alex Gettings as he's able to fall into the perfect position to take away Siet's shot. Sometimes things just don't work out for you, and Derek Siet has to be frustrated by that one.
Yeah, it's really amazing that that didn't result in a goal. Boy, a perfect opportunity. He won possession from the goalkeeper. I don't know if he had a pass back opportunity there to drop it for somebody. It was such a bang-bang play. Goalkeeper basically just went down guessing and hoping that Siet fired it into him and got lucky. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from it. It was a great play, but really unfortunate for Siet.
Wilcox sends it forward for Hackenmuller, who flicks it on, that time for Siet. Nicely done. Now they switch positions. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to go for a throw. I thought it actually spun off the flag and went out for a corner, but it's going to go for a deep throw. It's taken quickly by the Wildcats. Falls for Johnson. Johnson tries some fancy footwork in the middle of the field. It's dispossessed. Now Rosa's going to send it forward for the Farmington Tigers. Colin Leach trying to go around Jack Joseph. Usually not a good plan of action for any forward here in the South Suburban Conference. McKinnon out with it. Let's see what McKinnon can do. He finds Evan Galachin. Galachin sends it in the general direction of Hannon Axelrod, who flicks it over the top. Get a sense that the Wildcats, Skip Newton, are going to need some. Well, I think there could have been a whistle there.
One way or the other, right?
I think grabbing his hips and throwing him to the side is probably one of those things that should draw a whistle. I worry just a little bit about the players if the center referee starts to lose control of this game, and as frustration increases, we may see some players taking liberties with each other. Nicely done there.
Oh, that's a punch.
And that absolutely was a punch. And I don't think that's a punch. That's he's lucky it's a yellow card. He's absolutely lucky it's a yellow card.
So you're a referee. How much more flagrant do you have to get to draw the immediate red?
If I was the referee, that would be a straight red. It was clear it was a punch. It doesn't matter if the punch lands or not. The attempt to punch a player is violent conduct, and it's violent conduct, and that should be a straight red card.
And did he give one to both players? Because it looks like McKinnon's also out of the game as he's walking behind the goal there. I think they both got the booking.
I don't know. Hard to tell because there was a slate of substitutions coming in for the Wildcats. So I don't know if McKinnon was already coming in or coming off. It's like Alex Newton's going to take his spot.
The yellow card was called on Farmington at 64:08. Correction on the yellow card, it was on the Wildcats at 64:08.
Well, we're being told now that the yellow card was on the Wildcats. And I'm absolutely baffled as to why there would be a yellow card on the Wildcats when there was a punch aimed at Nate McKinnon's head that didn't land or landed only glancingly.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, would love to see the replay, and that'll be something we can go back and watch on YouTube later. But it sure looked like he threw the left, and I would even understand if they both got one. I mean, McKinnon was getting physical too, but man, how do you only do one? That's
baffling, absolutely baffling. But in any event, the Wildcats have their first corner of the second half. Opportunity here to climb back in this game. Falls almost for Salim. Now falls for Hackenmuller, who tries to unload the cannon but can't. Now he gets it back. Another opportunity. Shoulder to shoulder. Nicely done. It gets whipped in. Somebody in blue needs to get to it. They do, but it's sent towards Giddings. I think that's Johnson who chipped it towards Giddings. Just didn't quite get it on it what he would like. And as it is, now we have looks like we'll have a temporary stoppage as there's an injury on a Farmington Tiger player. The Tigers will take just a moment. The clock will stop for the injury on the field.
It looks like he was having a little bit of trouble catching his breath. I wonder if he took a pretty good shot and it just knocked his wind out.
Well, if the Wildcats were looking past the Farmington Tigers, they made a big mistake because the Farmington Tigers have come to play tonight. Skip Newton, and they've been the better side. They've been the better side for a vast majority of the game. As we get restarted now with a drop ball to Giddings. The Wildcats are going to do what they can here to try to get some sort of offense. Latchin on the far side finds Hackenmuller. Hackenmuller slides with silky smooth past the defender. Somebody gets in one of his teammates slowed him down. I'm not sure who was running in. I could not pick out the number on the far side in the dark over there, who that was, but somebody actually seemed to run into his path.
Just a fantastic job of selling that he was going to go deep with that ball, and then using his speed move that we saw quite a few times in the first half. It's been working all game.
Corner for the Wildcats comes in. The ball's bouncing around in the mix. The ball is on the turf. It's scrambled out. I think we're going to have yet another corner. Series of corners is just what the doctor ordered. If you're a Wildcat fan, looks like Hackenmuller's going to stand over this one again. Leonard's, check that. It's an in-swinger. Played away by Farmington. Johnson goes up for it. It's played away. Leonard's gets it back. Mikolo Jones, who had checked in, and forgive us, right around the time of the yellow card, there was a slate of slate of replacements or substitutions, I should say, for the Wildcats. So Miklo Jones on the pitch.
Number 5 back in for the Tigers. Going up and win number 19.
Hackenmuller with it now. And it falls for Jones. Salim on the far side, now Galachin. Alex Newton in the middle, number 15, making his debut tonight. Joseph's going to try to get that in. He does. It's sent right back out. See what the Wildcats can do here with Siet on the bench. That ball's going to be sent behind, and that's going to be a corner. So another corner. This is the 4th corner of the Wildcats for the Wildcats here in the second half.
Yeah, they really need to take advantage and pop one of these in. I think this is where you've got 9 guys up there. 1 taking the corner and 8 other guys. It's only Newton far back and the keeper, and Giddings comes way off his line to play that one, and now it's a quick counter for Farmington.
Newton's going to take that to the sideline. Smartly done that time by the Eagan defender. Right now, the Farmington Tigers in control with a 2-0 lead. Less than 12 minutes to go here in the second half. I'll also be interested to see if the Wildcats are able to. So we're going to call a high kick. Now we're going to call a dangerous play, a high kick. Or a foul. It's hard to tell. Referee doesn't have his arm up. Didn't signal for an indirect free kick, so I guess it's a foul. Ball gets played down the sideline and chipped across. Nicely done. That time by the Tigers, and Woodley claims it. I'd be interested to see, Skip, if the Wildcats are able to snag a goal and nick a goal here maybe in the next few minutes. If we see a change in personnel for the Wildcats, I mean, if we see Siet come back onto the pitch, for instance. Joseph on a ramble. Nicely done. Oh, he still has it. Oh, it's off his feet. Oh, my goodness. Jack Joseph, what an effort. It just doesn't come off for him.
Oh, it was a great run, and it looked like he was going to take it all the way in, and then at the last second he lost control. I mean, just kind of the unlucky things that have started to happen to the Wildcats. They've had so many chances in the box, and they just can't get a good foot on it.
And an Axelrod gets dumped, but gets back up and blocks the clearing attempt. Brave there by number 5.
Yeah, if there's one thing we've learned about Axelrod tonight, he's not afraid to put his body in harm's way. He's mixing it up, he's getting in there, and he's doing a nice job trying to provide that spark off the bench.
Well, in some sense, of course, it's a prerequisite at this level. I mean, he's going to have to. No one cares that he's a freshman. No one cares, on either team. Nobody cares he's a freshman. Nobody cares that he's a bit smaller than some of the other players. He's got to be as brave, physically brave as anyone else, and he's certainly doing that.
Nice step up there by Wildcats. And, of course, Jack Joseph.
Newton and Ruiz mixing it up there a bit. Nice to see Newton being strong and physical with the brace scorer. So he wants to get a third as he pushes Newton in the back. Unlucky there for Newton that it goes out of bounds, but right now the Wildcats need to get possession of the ball and need to get it into the Farmington Tiger end. It's not happening. I have to say at this point, I guess it is out of bounds there in the corner. I guess at this point I haven't seen, other than moving a few personnel around, as Leonard's now takes Siet's spot kind of in the middle of the pitch, I haven't seen any major tactical changes out on the pitch. Have you, Skip Newton?
No, I mean, I would have expected, maybe push up, one of your one of your back line to be more aggressive. Try to put more pressure on that back line of the Tigers and just fill in the open space and you kind of take your chances, right? I mean, we've given up a few breakaways, and at this point it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's 8 minutes left, so no sense on caring if you lose 3-0 or 2-0. We need a goal, and just everybody should be pushing up whenever they have a chance. And like Jack Joseph making that run earlier, it needs to be all in. Everybody that can push forward.
And true to our question earlier, Siet is back on the field. Wildcats going to get there, straighten themselves out there in the corner as the ball looks for Johnson. So Wildcats just need to go. At this point, it is an issue of how fast can you get up the field. See it with him. He's going to take on defenders. This is what you need your senior captain to do. He does nicely. Ball gets flicked out. Will the Wildcats be able to get possession of this back? And so far they have not been able to.
So the referee stops the clock for the injury on the field.
Little unclear as to why the referee stopped the play. There's an injury to a Farmington Tiger, but it doesn't appear to be a head injury. It doesn't even appear to be a serious injury. It's just maybe a cramp. And the Farmington Tigers were breaking on the other end. And the restart here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, is going to be a drop ball to the Eagan keeper, because that ball, when he blew the whistle, was in the penalty area. So this should be a drop ball to the Eagan keeper, and that takes away the Farmington attack. I guess I'm confused why the center referee would blow the whistle at that point.
Yeah, that was a huge break for the Wildcats. I mean, unless it's a situation where a serious injury is possibly taking place, you let the play continue. And
I mean, if the Tigers think it's a serious injury, they can play the ball out.
Yeah,
they can play the ball out, and
right.
they don't. So I'm just confused as to why that's the case. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But again, from our standpoint, it's always easy up here in the booth, in the commentator booth, to make these types of determinations. I'm sure the referee's got a good reason for doing what he's doing, but I think if I'm the Farmington Tigers, I feel a bit aggrieved because the restart here, the restart here should be a dropped ball to Evan Woodley.
Going off, Stanley Eagan.
doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
I'm utterly confused. I'm utterly confused and perplexed as to what the center referee is going to do from a restart standpoint. It should be a dropped ball to the Eagan keeper, because the ball was in the penalty area, in the Eagan penalty area, when the whistle blew. And now it may not have been, but if it was, it should be a drop ball at the point where when the whistle blew.
Is it possible that he called this earlier and no one stopped because they didn't hear it, and so play continued even though he had already tried to stop play? That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah,
that's immaterial, I guess, at this point. But now the Eagan Wildcats will do whatever they can to launch the ball forward with just over 6.5 minutes to go. Wildcats are going to have to start to press. Jogging over is not going to get it done, as this ball gets hoisted over the top. It falls for Woodley. I think if you're in blue, you've got to be sprinting at top speed everywhere you can go to get to the ball. This is a nice flick on for Galachin from See It upset, got hit in the head. We are going to have a call here against a foul for the Wildcats against the Tigers. The Wildcats taking time, a lot of time. And now we're going to have a stoppage of the clock.
And there was definite head-to-head contact.
Now
there.
Now the referee signaled for a stoppage of the clock, but now the clock's running. I'm not sure. That's 15 seconds that just got burned. Ball gets hoisted in, falls into the penalty area, but no Wildcat could get onto it, do something with it. Mueller with it, finds Joseph. See it. He's going to have an opportunity. He's going to launch it towards, it's blocked. Falls for Johnson. Johnson's going to make a run. Finds Leonards. Leonards sends it across, but can't find a Wildcat. Falls for Joseph. Kept in inexplicably that time by the Tigers. I'm not sure why the Wildcats aren't trying to get to the ball as Galachin then chips it towards goal. But if the ball's in that corner, it's being chipped in that corner, I can't quite figure out why the numbers aren't quite there. Now we've got another injury. Another stoppage. Now the Wildcats have a reason to be aggrieved, Skip Newton, because they had the ball and were attacking.
Well, chalk one up for consistency, I guess.
That's one way of putting it. That is one way of putting it. Just want to remind everybody that our next ETV soccer broadcast will be Tuesday, September 20th against Lakeville South. The boys and the girls will both play against Lakeville South here at Eagan High School. So that's the 20th of September. And so we will be off for almost a week, a solid week, before we see you again here on ETV.
Clock is stopped for the injured player.
I know it's certainly maybe a vain hope by the commentator up here in the box, but last year the Wildcats did pull out a couple of last-minute ties/wins against Bloomington Jefferson in the section quarterfinals and Shakopee in their last regular season game. In fact, in Shakopee, I believe it was the last 5 minutes, they scored 2 goals. This will be a drop ball to the Wildcats. Not sure why the referee is engineering that restart that way, but it's chipped in any event. Falls for Siet, and he buries it! Oh, Derek Siet!
Wow, what a shot.
Sprinkles on your DQ, Derek Siet. Nicely done, young man. An innocuous little ball into the box results in Derek Siet pounding it past Giddings. And it's 2-1 now to the Tigers.
Wow, did he make that look easy. I mean, just picking the ball out of the air and flicking it, but with power, not really even a flick. I mean, that was a shot. And I was just about to say I'd be happy with a goal to give us, hope, to give us a chance. And, I should have voiced my opinion out loud, but here we go. I mean, we're 4 minutes left, and that was the goal, the spark that we were hoping for, and hopefully that this kicks things up for the Wildcats.
Well, he's a special player. There's no question about that, and he shows you why with that type of skill.
Number 10, Derek Siet. Assist number 7.
Hackenmuller with the assist.
Time of the goal, 75-35.
Yeah, we're talking so much about the fantastic shot. Let's also, remind people that once again, another perfect set-piece pass by Davis Hackenmuller. Both him and Ryan Leonards have been doing great at those, but that is one of Hackenmuller's, biggest positive is he puts those balls almost in the perfect spot every time.
Well, lovely set, lovely sequence of play there by Miklo Jones coming back to take that ball away. Oh, Ryan Leonards with his left foot. How many times did we see him last season, Skip Newton, lash a ball onto goal? Although why the Wildcats, again, they need to press. They cannot afford to let time go off the clock. They've got to press here because the Farmington Tigers will be comfortable in possession. Leonards crosses it in, looks for Siet. It falls for Galachin. Galachin hammered, but the ball goes up and over the top. Hackenmuller that time. Oh, Galachin I thought might have been fouled there, but apparently he wasn't. No penalty shout. And with less than 2.5 minutes to go now, the Hackenmuller party is about to take, now we have a stoppage of the clock. Not sure exactly what we're stopping for.
The goalkeeper Giddings was down, but he's up now.
Now the clock runs again. It falls into the penalty area. And now is cleared now by the Tigers. I thought Galachin had been fouled perhaps there, but there was no penalty shout, so probably not. Hackenmuller's corner gets cleared out, but the Wildcats maintain some sense of possession here. It's crossed in, looking for Leonards, and Leonards with a header. That's the second time he's had a nice header. It just hasn't come off for him. And we're going to stop the clock here with a minute 54 to go as the Farmington Tigers are going to be substituting.
Another fantastic cross by Hackenmuller. Leonards with a great burst of speed to get his head on that. I did not see that coming. He kind of came out of nowhere. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. Get that goal, and now all of a sudden the momentum is swung in the favor of the Wildcats. They just need to keep it up and hopefully get another goal.
The Wildcats have got to press. They've got to press up. Johnson gets it for Walcott, falls for the Tigers that time. Walcott is going to send it forward. Galachin with it. Johnson. Oh, cannot quite slide it, but he recovers. Johnson goes down but does not make contact. Leonards is going to cross it in, looking for Siet. On the back, it's Hackenmuller. Hackenmuller cannot get his foot on it. Cannot tell whether he's not appealing for a penalty. He's not up, doesn't look particularly upset with respect to the defense.
No, I think he's upset with himself for not getting something on that ball. It was a tough volley to pick that one up off a bounce. Eagan needs to reset this quickly. It's on the back line, but they need to get it up to a midfielder and get it up to a forward quickly.
1 minute remaining in the second half. 1 minute.
Farmington Tigers putting it out into touch. No problem for them. Ball's going to be flicked around. Johnson with it. He's going to cross that in with his left foot. Finds Siet. Gets a foot to it. He puts a left foot to it, and that's going to spill to the side. It's not going to go out of bounds. Nicely done that time by the Tigers to play it off of Leonards. And the Tigers will take as much time as they can. And that should absolutely have been a time-wasting yellow, but we are where we are. 16 seconds now remain. Walcott's balls comes down. Salim falls for Salim. Salim tries to cross it in.
8, 7,
Newton's going to have to hoist it forward, and it comes off the side of his foot, falls for Hackenmuller, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to be your final here at Wildcat Stadium. The Farmington Tigers come in and beat the Eagan Wildcats by a score of 2-1. Wildcats continuing their trend of not necessarily, not being able to come back after giving up an early goal. But that being said, Skip Newton, they did battle back at the end of this game to make it very, very interesting as we were, as everybody here at Wildcat Stadium was on their feet.
Yeah, I mean, if you rewatch the second half, I think if you just start tallying up the good goal scoring opportunities, Eagan had the advantage in that regard for the majority of the second half. Even though it took until the last 4 minutes to finally nick a goal, they were in the box. I mean, Giddings, the goalkeeper for the Tigers, had a fantastic game. I mean, he played great, and I think if they could have just gotten a couple of bounces their way or gotten a foot on one when it was in there, this game could have absolutely been different because they only gave up a goal in each half, and it's really unfortunate that they couldn't find a way to finish more of their opportunities because they had a lot of them. I think they had at least 9 or 10 corner kicks at minimum.
Yeah, the Wildcats did not necessarily take advantage of those corners and those set-piece plays that they really need to. And, maybe some of that is fatigue. Maybe some of it is just a lack of intensity. Hard to say. But clearly Coach Boutilli's going to have to remind these guys that as well as they played against Eastview from start to finish with the exception of about 15 minutes in the second half when Eastview scored their goals, if as well as they played, they struggled tonight. And they need to have that type of intensity. But thanks very much for joining us here on ETV for our award-winning crew. I'm Nathan Cron. I'm joined with Skip Newton. Thanks very much for watching us here on ETV. Check back with us on September 20th when we bring our next soccer broadcast. Good night. Drive safe, everybody.